Okay, so what is a stock option? It's a contract that gives the holder of the option the right to buy or sell a stock at a specific price, and that's referred to as the strike price. A contract usually represents 100 shares. The ask price of the contract is listed per share, and the total price of the contract would be ask times 100 plus commission. Now I'll show you what an option chain looks like and how to read them correctly. Okay, so this is an option chain, and I'm going to use Ford as an example. I'm going to show you all the basics here that you need to know. First of all, here is the expiry type. Ford offers weekly, monthly, and quarterly option contracts. Some companies don't offer all three, so what I like to do is keep it on all just to see everything that's available. Okay, to the right of the expiry type, you see strikes. So basically, all this means is if you put 6, you'll see the 3 contracts below the current share price and the 3 contracts above the current share price. It basically just narrows down the option chain. So you can, again, I like to put it at all just to see everything that's available. Now the other thing you have to be, and this is actually very important, is the expiry date. When you see all your expiration dates here, today is February 12th, so there's one option chain that expires today, so I'm usually not interested in those. So I'm going to pick for next week, for February 19th. So now that gives me every call and put contract that's available and the price of it. Now, what does all this mean? Let me show you how to trade these. Okay, so now we're going to decide to buy an option for Ford. On the left side of the screen here are the call options. This is if you believe there's going to be an uptrend in the share price. And on the right side of the screen are puts, and this is if you believe the share price will fall. In the center are strikes. It's also referred to as a strike price. That's just basically what the contract price is made for. So for whatever reason you believe that Ford is going to drop next week, and you decide to buy yourself an $11 contract. Right now they're listed for 9 cents, but there's 100 shares per contract, so the contract is actually going to cost you $9. Remember, all the list prices here are per share. Everything has to be multiplied by 100. So basically for $9 plus commission, that gives you the right to sell 100 shares at $11. That's what your contract is written for. So now let's find out the break-even price doing this, and let's see if it's worth it. We're going to buy 10 put contracts at that $11 strike price. So it was listed for 9 cents, so it would be 9 cents times 100, because there's 100 shares per contract, times 10 contracts, so $90. The trade commission I have here listed at $10. I know that's a little high for some, but that is, some people pay it. And then the per option, they charge you $125. So you're going to be adding an additional $12.50. So the total buy price is going to be $112.50. But that is not your break-even price. You're going to have to figure out what you're going to do with the option first, and then we can find out what the break-even price is. So if you decide to swap your contract, meaning sell it to another trader, you're going to have to take your total buy price and then add the trade commissions again. So in this case, we're at $135 total. You're going to divide by 1,000 because there's 1,000 shares, right? 100 shares, 10 contracts. So your break-even price is 13.5 cents. So if you decide to exercise the contract instead, you're going to take your total buy price. You can take the trade commission. That's roughly $50 to exercise the contract. So that's a total of $162.50 divided by 1,000 shares. So for reference, you're going to have a 16.5 cent break-even price. You're going to need the share price to go $10.83.5 or lower to make money off of exercising the contract. Broker rates do vary, so check with your broker, and you can just use your trade commissions in place of mine in these formulas. There's still risks involved with trading options. The biggest risk being if you're not planning to exercise it and the contract expires in the money. Because if it does expire in the money, they're automatically exercised. And I'm going to pull up the option chain to show you what I mean. So what does expiring in the money mean? You can see here the strike line is between $11 and $11.50. So on the right side, on your put side, any contract with a strike price of 11.50 or above is considered in the money because it has value to it. On the call side, the left side, any contract with a strike price of $11 or below is considered in the money because it has value to it. Now, if you look at how you can get yourself in trouble here is, let's say you bought yourself 10 call contracts at $11 strike price. And if the contract expired today, you are obligated to buy 1,000 shares at $11. So if you have the money in your account, that's fine. The transaction will go through, and the next day you'll have a portfolio of 1,000 shares. Now, if you don't have the money in account, you're going to have to figure out, and you're going to have to find out what your broker will do. Sometimes they will do it on margin. Sometimes they just immediately buy and sell, and you might take a loss. You'll have to find out what they do if your call or put expires in the money, and you either don't have the money to cover the call or the shares to cover the put. Because the same thing, if you had an $11.50 put, it expired in the money. So you are obligated to sell 1,000 shares at $11.50. So if you don't have those shares, what is your broker going to do? And it can get costly. One of my friends got stuck. He didn't have shares to cover one time, and they actually gave him a short position, and the price kept on going up, so he ended up losing quite a bit of money for that. So be very careful when it gets close to expiry. If you can't sell your contract, find out what your broker will do if you either don't have the money to cover the call or the shares to cover the put. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to do another one calling about the sell to open. I'm still new to doing videos, so the video and audio I'm sure is not the greatest, but thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.